Today we're talking about the guys who absolutely dominated the movie screens Gen X grew up with, the action heroes, comedy legends, and blockbuster kings.
These are the actors who made us want motorcycles, aviator sunglasses, and a catchphrase we can dramatically say walking away from an explosion.
So grab some popcorn, rewind the VHS, and get ready, because we're counting down the top 10 most influential male movie stars for Generation X. And yes, we're fully prepared for the angry messages about who we forgot.
So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's go all the way back. And welcome back to another episode of Gen X Unfiltered, the podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Steve, Eric, how are you on this fine Saturday?
Doing awesome, thanks.
Doing great, thanks.
It's cold as fuck down here. Freezing.
Right off the top, 2 seconds in, we have an F-bomb.
We just got yellow coined.
Oh, well, it is what it is. Over 18, folks. Over 18.
That's
All right.
right.
We're talking about the top list of the most influential men in movies for Gen X.
This will be a diverse list, I think. I'm
We
curious.
talked about the women in a previous episode, so we guess we might as well talk about the men.
That's right.
Hey, men get their turn.
Women rule.
Fair is fair.
Women rule, boys drool.
Oh, that's not inclusive.
Girl power. All right, number one, again, no particular order, just they had to number the list. So one is Tom Cruise, one of the biggest movie stars of the 80s and 90s. Defining Gen X roles include Top Gun, Rain Man, and Jerry Maguire. Helped define the modern blockbuster movie star. I mean, I guess he was.
I mean, Jesus, like really hard to think of a bigger movie star. You look at like the 80s and 90s
Really?
than Tom Cruise.
Oh,
Yeah.
even now, like, I think when you say movie star,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever,
True, Tom
Cruise
Cruise.
is the epitome of that.
And like
Yeah.
the 2000s of like Mission Impossible.
Well, he's still making, like, again, a guy that's been relevant for 30, 40 years. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, really, like-
he's never really had a bad spell of movies, I don't think.
No, he had that like
No.
awkward period after the couch jumping incident
Yeah.
on Oprah and stuff, where he's kind of like people thought weirdly about
Maybe,
him and,
yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
kind of like, oh, maybe this will be the end of it, but it just isn't.
No,
in terms
he's-
of block movies
Well,
and stuff,
yeah.
like, he's never really had a dud.
On a
Yeah.
personal level, I think he's a complete douchebag, but that's
Well,
fine.
that's a whole
That's all-
other story.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know because I know Tom Cruise personally. I don't, but I'm just saying all the word on the street and what he portrays is he's a douche. So whatever, Tom Cruise, you make good movies, I guess, but you're a douche in real life.
Well, yeah, take outside of his whatever religious beliefs and whatever else. But yeah, no, but in terms of movies, though,
Yeah.
like in the 80s and 90s, like he was the man.
Top
Like-
Gun, that was a good movie. I've never seen Rain Man.
Never seen
You've
Rain
never seen
Man.
Rain Man?
I've
No?
never
That's
seen
a
Rain
really
Man.
good movie.
That's a really good movie, yeah.
Yeah.
But Top Gun, I mean, I think everybody's seen Top Gun.
Top Gun, Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, yeah.
Was that the 90s?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Shit.
Jerry Maguire was,
So was Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, yeah, the first
Shit.
one, yeah,
Yeah.
that came out when we were like in high school.
Yeah.
But Jerry Maguire was huge. I love that movie.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like he wasn't just like an action movie guy. Like with Top Gun, he also did like romantic comedies.
He did
and,
a
like,
Kubrick
Yeah.
movie with Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Like he kind of, again,
He
he's
kinda
sort of
spanned the
done
gamut.
like everything, yeah.
What was that other really popular one that he did, the race car one?
Oh, Days of Thunder, yeah.
Days of Thunder. They had
that
a
was
whole
sort of like
the-
Top Gun in a car.
they had
Yeah.
a whole ride of that at Canada's Wonderland.
I remember back in the day,
The
God.
seats like moved.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And he had Richard Petty, the NASCAR driver, doing like the little talking heads on the camera.
Eric, were
on the
you-
screen?
Were you able to do that ride or did it make you nauseous?
I didn't make it to that ride. I had thrown up 3 times.
You
by
never
that
did
point.
Top Gun?
I never did Top Gun.
Oh my God, I did it every
No,
time.
no. sorry, Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
There was a Top Gun ride though too.
I did
Sorry.
the Top Gun ride. I puked after, but I did it.
Did you do Days of Thunder?
Did not do Days of Thunder.
I went on that every time we went there. Like my
Yeah.
dad loved that ride.
I
'cause-
just remember they're so cheesy because you'd wait in line and there was like, it was all done up like the set
Yeah.
as you're waiting in line to try and make it more interesting. But I remember they had like TVs that would be playing Richard Petty talking about,
Yeah.
and he'd be like, "Take a picture. This is my good side." I always remember it's just a cheesy joke, and you'd hear it like
Look,
every time.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
no Disney World queue, but for Canada's Wonderland, it was pretty
Yeah.
epic at the time.
It's true. Like if you look at like Disney World versus Canada's Wonderland, like the queues are a world of difference.
Oh yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, Disneyland's like 100 times the
bigger.
size of like.
Well, yeah.
I remember the kid thinking Wonderland was pretty big, and going to Disney World's like, yeah, okay,
Ugh.
like this is nothing in comparison.
For
Yeah.
those of you who haven't figured it out yet, who have never listened to us, we are in the great country of Canada, and we live in the Toronto area. So Canada's Wonderland was our growing up place.
Yeah,
it was
that was our
north of
theme park.
Toronto, yeah,
Yeah.
up in Vaughan.
So that's where our little Canadian accents
Because
come
back
from.
in the day, it was Paramount Canada's Wonderland, so everything was Paramount
Scooby
themed.
Doo.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo, you had again Top Gun, you had Days
Yeah.
of Thunder. Everything was Paramount based.
Yeah.
Now it's owned by I don't know who, so it's all like weird
I have no idea.
off
Because
brand.
the rides are the same, but they
Just
changed
change
the
the
theme.
names.
Yeah.
Change the names. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top Gun is like flight
deck.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2 is Harrison Ford, star of the 2 biggest franchises in movie history. Oh, shit. You're right. Known for Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Wars, the ultimate Gen X adventure hero. I mean, I pretty like Harrison Ford is Gen X, I feel like.
Yeah.
He's sort of again
But he's still relevant.
because he was sort of older
Yeah.
too, right? Like
Like-
he was probably 10 years older than a lot of these other actors.
I think of Harrison Ford, and I think you identify him more as a boomer. Really.
Well, because he's our
Yeah.
parents' age, right?
yeah, he is exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So as I'm saying, like he was, but he kind of hit fame a little later in age.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, like the Indiana Jones series
I loved those
and
movies.
Star Wars. Like I mean, yeah, those are like two of the
Biggest franchises of all
Ever,
time.
yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time, which was probably the 90s, was The Fugitive. Love
The
that
Fugitive was a
movie.
great
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is he
with
in that
Tommy-
one?
Oh
He
yeah,
was,
yeah.
He was Dr. Richard Kimball.
Yeah,
Dr. Richard Kimball. No, but that was a great movie. But even
I
then,
didn't
like
kill my wife. I don't
Okay.
care. Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy
was
Lee
great.
Jones was amazing on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, he's just. I mean, I don't know how recent movies he's been in, but he's been around for a lot, like 40 years, a span of 40
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
I
He
think.
did a bunch of like dramas back in the day where they're nominated for like Academy Awards.
Yeah, he's another one,
regarding
like-
Henry and
That he's kind of like I don't want to say it, but like a quote unquote a real actor
yeah.
where he would do sort of everything. These
He
sort
wasn't
of Hollywood type
typecasted.
movies to like
Yeah.
period pieces
Yeah.
to like the actual dramatic stuff. Yeah, and everything in between.
And
Yeah.
he's a good actor, and he's not bad to look at either. So,
It's funny to see him though. Like he's still like
Looks
for
good.
being
Yeah.
like what is he? I mean, it's like mid 70s now.
He has to be our
Late
parents' age,
70s,
yeah.
It's gotta
like-
be like 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
And
but
he's
he's
still
still
married. I
look-
didn't realize that he's still married to Calista Flockhart.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
The-
I'm.
That was a big shockwave back when that first happened.
Yeah, I remember that when it happened. It's kind
The
of like
age gap.
The age
Yeah,
gap was a
it
big
was like,
deal.
oh,
yeah.
Because she
and-
was like in her 30s and he was in his 50s or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harrison Ford, we already said him. Number 3, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Defined the action genre of the 80s and 90s. Iconic roles in The Terminator and Terminator 2. Known for unforgettable one-liners and blockbuster spectacle. My favorite one-liner is, "It's not a Duma."
Well, and
Oh,
that's what I
man.
was gonna say. Is that,
Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, talking
That's all
like
I
he
know.
trained like talking about like obviously
Yeah.
the action movies, but like Twins,
Yeah.
Jingle All the
Cop,
Way.
like those were huge. Jingle All the Way,
Junior.
Junior, yeah, he had
He had a
you
couple
know.
bombs in there.
Oh yeah, and like
but
he-
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, even was he Mr. Freeze in one of the Batman
Forever?
Forever, I think it was.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a terrible one.
Yeah.
But like he's done so many different things too. Like he's really and it's to see where he's
Started and went.
and where he became like in terms of politics and all this stuff. Like it's just
Yeah.
a crazy story that he's
It's-
got.
Exactly. Like, he was this weird, like, bodybuilder with like a thick Austrian accent,
Yeah,
right?
it had to come
It's
from
like,
this, like
he doesn't have a typical look of a movie star.
yeah, to do what he did, it's it's
Yeah.
crazy.
and
but
then
yeah.
he comes out and admits to a love child. So what are you going to do?
I remember that. I was like,
And that kid looks exactly like him. The only
Yeah.
reason why he probably admitted it because he was like, "Shit."
It's like, there's no getting around this.
those genes were strong.
is
Yeah.
The
actually-
Schwarzenegger genes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So he's like, "Well, I can't really deny this one, so we'll just
that
embrace
was
it."
crazy. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of like 80s, 90s, like
Yeah.
action movies, like Stallone
It
was,
was-
or sorry, Schwarzenegger was.
Him and Stallone were neck and neck in the 80s, and then
Yeah. It was always
Schwarzenegger really
kinda-
kind of took off in the 90s.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what, guys? Number 4 is Sylvester Stallone, creator of 2 legendary film franchises, starred in Rocky and Rambo, embodied the underdog hero for a generation. And okay, side note, before we go any further, fun fact about Eric: Rocky movies are probably some of his all-time favorite movies.
I love the Rocky movies.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah. Minus Rocky 5. Dumpster fire.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's like Eric's. Like he talks about those movies often. Like that's sort of like you could watch
Yeah.
those over and over again.
Super inspirational. Like, come on, find a more inspirational story than like the first Rocky movie.
Yeah. Oh no, totally. Yeah. This, they're just great, and the fact that he wrote them and stuff like that too. Like a lot of people I think forget that he
Yeah.
wrote Rocky and
he,
stuff.
He
like,
wrote them exactly. But part of like he sold the script, but part of the deal was he had to be able to like act in the movie.
Yeah, like
or he
which
wouldn't
is
sell 'em.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Even back
crazy
then
that-
was hard to do. But,
It's crazy that the production company excuse me, the hiccups. Like let him
well, that's the thing is that
have
this-
that much oomph to like say,
'Cause
okay,
before Rocky, he was really a nobody. As far as
No,
acting
that's the
goes.
thing. It's like
Yeah.
to go from, being like, hey, this is a great script. Also, I'm going to be in it.
Yeah.
what the hell's Rambo?
Oh,
Rambo, that's
what the
right.
hell's
He's
Rambo?
he's a Vietnam
He's a
vet,
Vietnam vet. Yeah.
and he's
Oh.
going to visit his buddy who passed away. He's going to visit his family and stuff like that. And then he gets harassed by the cops in like this small town in like Maine or Vermont or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Brian Dennehy.
Brian Dennehy, basically turns him, he triggers them and becomes like this battle of Rambo versus the cops because they're trying to like
Oh,
shoot him and
God.
stuff. And
That
Yeah.
seems unnecessary.
Exactly. The first Rambo is actually
the
a good
first Rambo
movie.
is actually a really good movie.
And then it took a real left turn to the second
But
one.
then it gets like super over the top, like action stuff. But yeah, it's basically he's a Vietnam vet that, it basically runs into this like dickhead cop.
Yeah.
And
then the
they
second,
try and chase him out of town and stuff. And,
the second one, they send him back to, I think it's Vietnam. They send him back to rescue some POVs that are trapped there, prisoners of war.
That's right.
POWs.
Yeah.
I was like, POVs,
Sorry,
point
yeah,
of view.
POWs,
Yeah,
prisoners of
that's
war. They go, so he goes back there to rescue them, I guess. It's sort of a mission.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah. God.
And that's where it turns into like a real heavy action.
It becomes
80s
more of,
action movie. And then the third one, he actually helps the Taliban, but that's a different story.
Yeah, back in the 80s, they were friends with.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, exactly. So he was
You hate
helping the
Russia? We hate Russia,
He was helping
okay.
the Taliban fight the Russians in the 80s.
Well,
and,
then it was like, hey, these guys are great. They hate Russia too. Let's,
yeah.
Alrighty then, we can move on after that.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Tom Hanks, one of the most respected actors of the 90s. Key films include Forrest Gump and Saving Private Ryan, helped elevate mainstream Hollywood storytelling. I mean, yeah, Tom Cruise again is also iconic Gen X. Like
Tom Hanks.
Whatever his name is. Who did I just say?
He's a Tom Cruise.
Tom Hanks. There's too many effing Toms. And Tom Hanks, I actually think maybe somewhat of a decent human being. I don't know. I've heard stories about him too.
Well,
but
hey,
I'm just kidding. I
yeah,
don't know anything.
whatever.
But I'm just saying
I think decent human being aside, like his movie career is like iconic for Gen X.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
but and he had like so many roles, like you said, from the like You Got Mail to like what was that one like
Big.
way big,
But he,
and then he had like Forrest Gump and like
Forrest Gump in Philadelphia.
yeah.
and Wilson, what's that movie?
Oh,
Castaway.
Castaway, yeah.
Castaway was whether you like the movie or not, like his acting in
I
that was
love Castaway.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That's just a solid, great movie,
Oh, yeah.
Castaway.
But
I almost
like
said the F word, but I stopped
considering
myself.
90% of the movie, it was just him on screen.
Him
Yeah.
at a volleyball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When he loses that volleyball, my God,
The
It breaks
heartbreak.
your heart,
I
yeah.
know.
You feel it.
Wilson.
Wilson, no.
And then he was in
Where's-
the one where they got the pirates, Captain
Oh man.
Captain Phillips.
Phillips,
Then
he was in that.
Sully.
Yeah.
Sully.
He's done like everything.
Oh.
But even to start out like with bosom buddies, like
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
the drunk uncle on the
Family Ties.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh man.
I mean, he's pretty iconic, Tom Hanks.
I'm just gonna talk about Castaway for one moment.
Okay.
There's a scene there that gives me a visceral reaction every time.
The tooth?
Yes.
Oh, and he knocks
When he
it
knocks with a figure skate. Oh my god. I just like cringe so hard inside.
Because there's actually nothing worse than tooth pain.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, and being somewhere where
Yeah.
like, and it can kill you.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Like,
exactly.
so what do you do? Like
And just the thought of sticking a skate in your mouth to knock out a tooth
with a rock?
with
Yeah.
a rock. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, stop.
I still don't know if that would work. I think you'd just destroy the tooth and.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
at
it's
that
a
point,
movie,
you just had
so-
to get it out.
Yeah,
so.
no, I know, but just
Let's hope none of us are stranded on an island for 5 years or 4 years and have to do that with the figure skate. Okay, let's just hope that that's the case.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Tom Hanks, man, like again, and just
Joe
always.
versus the volcano.
We said a few. Remember
Yeah.
what was the Burbs was another one he was
I
in.
love The
like,
Burbs.
Money
Burbs.
Pit.
Money
Money
Pit. Like he's
Pit.
done so
Yeah.
many.
Yeah.
And he's a really good comedic actor too.
Well, because that was
Yeah.
sort of what he started out was all comedy stuff,
Yeah.
and then he sort of. I don't know, but I think Philadelphia was kind of where he transitioned over to like
Philadelphia.
doing more dramatic stuff, and then he did. Forrest Gump's a comedy, but it's a drama as
But
well.
think
and
about-
stuff
It's got,
like that.
it's got a weird vibe to it. There's like
Yeah.
comedy parts to
But
it.
think about Forrest Gump though. Like it's kind of like the Castaway role where he had to play. Like he obviously had to play the role of a person who has low,
Some disabilities.
Or
yeah,
like,
differently abled.
neurodivergent. We'll
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
But to have to be able to portray that with like respectfully and not like kind of like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that was
He wasn't
tough.
poking fun at the condition of the
No,
character.
but
No,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, but
Yeah.
he pulled it off very like respectfully and well and like believable,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like he did, and to have to play that role for a whole movie, like that'd be tough.
Oh yeah, and that
Oh, yeah.
like that film for like I know like my parents.
Oh,
like,
my
they
my dad loved it.
Like
That-
for them, like it's just because it was their generation. Like,
Exactly. That's the
from
Yeah.
boomer
start
generation.
to finish,
yeah.
like everything in between. Yeah, from Elvis in the beginning and stuff to
To-
Vietnam and
yeah.
you know everything. Yeah, no, but my parents they ate that one up.
Jenny,
Great soundtrack too. I never had that soundtrack on CD.
Jenny
I'm
was
always wanted to
so
play it for.
Jenny was so mean to him.
That's when you always look back on these, you really
She took advantage of him.
She was a whole
Yeah, exactly. That character took there's a whole different twist on that character now that she's like a villain basically.
Especially she was preying on somebody that she knew she could and whether she intentionally had bad intentions, she just realized very soon she could control and get what she needed from him.
Yeah, it basically came off as a user.
She was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was of lower intelligence, and like she knew that.
And then the movie, she pops back into his life again with a kid and says, "This is your kid. By the way, I'm dying of AIDS."
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah. No, and that's a lot of the stuff when you look back on what movies or even TV shows, right? Like look at we were talking about like Friends. Like I was like Ross was a piece of shit.
He
it's
is
like,
a piece of shit.
you know, when you look at it like in terms of like a realistic viewpoint, like they are good people, but great movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, Eddie Murphy, a comedy superstar who dominated the 80s box office, stars of Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America, brought stand-up comedy energy into blockbuster films.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy, man, he was huge.
Massive.
You take his even his comedy, Raw and Delirious and stuff like that. Like those were huge too. Stand-up stuff.
Did he always
SNL?
Did he always play comedic roles?
Yeah, pretty much always. I think. Like, did he do?
I don't know much about
Vampire
him.
Brooklyn was pretty heavy stuff.
Take that as a no.
Or was he in Pluto Nash?
Boomerang?
Boomerang, yeah. No, but he's always like...
Was he in Daddy Daycare?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So I think it's always been comedy. I'm trying to think of a serious...
That's what I'm just trying to think if there was anything like sort of super heavy serious stuff.
There's the one with Martin Lawrence where they were like jailbirds, like from like the early 1900s.
Oh, yeah, but I think
that was comedy too, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Murphy, like, I always think of the Beverly Hills Cop. I don't think I've seen them, but I know that my dad used to watch them. So.
Beverly Hills Cop was great. 48 Hours was good.
Yeah. I forgot about 48. Him and Nick Nolte. Yeah, those are good ones too.
That's how I kind of burst onto the movie scene was him like screaming Roxanne in the jail cell.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
no, Eddie Murphy though, man, like he and again, he kind of disappeared for a while. He's been having a bit of a resurgence now in the last few years. We watched that documentary on Netflix.
Really good documentary.
Yeah.
We watched a documentary about him?
We sure did.
Yeah, we did.
We did a podcast
about
it too.
On it.
We did a podcast on Eddie Murphy. We did not do a podcast on Eddie Murphy.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Was I here?
You were
apparently not.
This was a doppelganger.
Holy shnikes. That is actually terrifying.
No, I watched it because it was all about, remember he came back for the 50th anniversary of SNL and all that stuff.
I thought that was about Chevy Chase.
Well,
we did that one too.
He was also in SNL.
We did a Chevy Chase documentary as well.
Do you know how terrifying this is Gen X for your brain? Like, it's terrifying to me that I have no recollection of it because I was literally going to say I know nothing about him.
We're witnessing brain fog live in action. This is a
like I don't know anything about him, but we did a whole podcast.
Yeah, no, we did a whole podcast. Yeah,
I think you're lying.
No, we definitely did. But yeah, no, Eddie Murphy, man, like he was huge, but he kind of he had his own sort of personal issues there that popped up in the '90s, and he kind of disappeared after that.
A little DRUG.
Oh. No, I think it was more baby daddy.
No, didn't he pick up a transgendered prostitute?
Prostitute, yeah.
I was thinking the paternity suits against him.
Like, why in the night
with scary Spice?
Yeah, why in the 90s did who cares that these male actors? Well, I get it because it's technically illegal, but who cares that they're picking up prostitutes? Like, live your life, man.
Yeah.
Like Hugh
Leave
Grant.
Hugh Grant alone.
No, but still, why is this making TMZ news?
Well, again, it was just especially it was fodder for the Jay Leno's and the Dave Lettermans and all this stuff. It was just stuff for them to make fun of and
legalize sex work. That's
it's crazy when you go back and think of some of those newsworthy stories from back in the day. Like Bill Clinton smoking marijuana was like a big deal that could rock his presidency.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like
that's a problem.
I mean,
just
the
shows
fact
you
that
in 20, 30 years how much.
It was more scandalous, the whole white stain on her dress than smoking marijuana.
Well, that was a whole other.
That came after.
Yeah. But no, but I know you're saying that's
but it's so stupid. Leave these if they want to go pay and a woman wants to get paid to do that, just let them live, okay? As long as you're safe and consensual, let them live.
No, exactly. Yeah, but Eddie Murphy. Yeah, he kind of. But now it seems like he's kind of having a resurgence now in his later years and stuff. But man, he was hilarious.
All right, number 7, Bruce Willis reinvented the action hero with a more relatable character. Best known for Die Hard, influenced the everyman action hero how do you say that word? Archetype. Oh, weird. Bruce Willis, I mean, again, he was more of an action movie person. I don't really watch action movies, but when I hear Bruce Willis, I think of Die Hard and I think of, stuff like that.
Die Hard was a huge franchise. Yeah. Was there 4 or
I'm just going to say
5 of those?
Gotta be 5 of those.
They made me watch Die Hard and it was actually terrible.
Are you stupid?
Are you serious?
Crazy.
Do you
way.
not remember me arguing with you about how stupid it is?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's awesome. It's an amazing
I think
movie.
we had to watch it because we did it on our Christmas movie
Well, because
list.
It was
that's
is this a Christmas movie or
that's
not?
one of the big debates of that
Yeah.
was because it takes place obviously at Christmas.
Well,
but
it
Yeah.
is a Christmas movie, but it's just a stupid movie.
that's great. It had Reginald Johnson in it, Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman's amazing in
yeah,
that movie.
it's a great movie.
And now, of course, I mean, you know, Bruce Willis, who was obviously this huge, like, action star, tough guy, and now he's living with a terrible degenerative type of
Yeah,
dementia.
no, it's really sad. Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, well, it ties in. You know, him and Demi Moore were like one of the biggest
Hollywood's-
Hollywood like it couples for
a long
15,
time.
20
and
years,
also a point out, like, even after they got divorced and stuff, like, they're like the epitome of co-parenting because they still went to each other's premieres with their kids. They did things, even when she remarried Ashton Kutcher and all this stuff, like, they were still very heavily involved. Even now that he's ill and remarried with other kids, like, Demi
Yeah.
Moore's still there to help him.
Yeah,
with
no,
his
it's
daughters.
nice to see that
Yeah.
and hear that, and it's good to see.
And it's really sad because, I mean, he's just not Bruce Willis, right? So
No,
it's
well,
just
and
sad.
because he had that, like, again, he kind of like the whole John McClane character, just kind of like your everyman. He
Yeah.
wasn't like this super like
A
Arnold
superhuman.
Schwarzenegger, like jacked up, like
Yeah, superhuman guy.
And
yeah,
he
he was just like a
was-
regular dude who was in a situation and just
Yeah.
you know he had the
He was a cop who got himself mixed up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
yeah.
He had that tiny little cameo on Friends too, and he actually was really funny in that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. What about like remember like Look Who's Talking though? Like that
Oh,
movie
that was
was
a
that
good
was a
movie.
great movie.
Oh yeah, he was a good. I actually like Bruce Willis as an actor. I mean, he has that
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Oh
he has
yeah,
that
that's
like
done
where
with
he
90s space.
where he
Yeah.
sacrificed himself so his daughter could have love.
Yeah.
But
oh
he
god,
just
he
That
rips
sounds
the,
so weird.
rips the badge
he
off
has
of Ben
he has
Affleck.
this like just very like demeanor about him, like even when he's not acting, just being interviewed, like is very charismatic and like but also very personable, it feels like.
Yeah, well, you just
Yeah.
always had like it just seemed like again like the everyman, like he
Yeah.
just seemed like a regular
And
guy.
I will say this again. I always say this about celebrities. The true test of the type of the people is like unfortunately when they pass away or they're sick or have had a tragedy, and the people that speak up about them. And you know, like Bruce Willis now being ill and stuff, like his ex-wife Demi Moore, his children, everybody's still speaking so soundly of him and being
Yeah.
around him. Like he's a good person.
Yeah, and I just off the top of my head, just trying to think of like because you sort of like talking about some of these other actors who've had some stuff pop up in the news and personal life and stuff like that. I don't recall anything about Bruce Willis at
No,
all
other
ever.
than their
Just
divorce.
the divorce. Yeah.
Just the
Yeah.
divorce and but I don't recall any.
Remember
Pretty bad press.
Demi
Yeah.
Moore did that like controversial cover of a magazine when she was pregnant.
Oh yeah, she was nude, but she covered her.
Oh,
herself
yeah.
with her
Vanity
hands.
Fair or
I think so.
something?
I think
Yeah.
it was many. That's right. I forgot. Yeah,
But they
yeah.
were like the power couple.
Oh, they were.
Oh, yeah.
The two of them were huge. Yeah, like
Yeah.
because Bruce Willis, like he was a major star. Like obviously, but even he kind of sort of his. I'm trying to think like later on, like obviously he's been sick for the last like what 10 years, maybe?
Probably, yeah.
But like he did like Pulp Fiction and
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
He did what was the Unbreakable? That was a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
That was sort of
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
Oh my god, how do we forget that was a
Yeah.
that was
That was an amazing
huge.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and M. Night Shyamalan, there did
Yeah.
a couple of them together, and then after that,
I think he sort of fizzled out in the 2010s.
that's what
a
I'm trying
bit.
to think. Like
Yeah.
after the
But he could have been like getting sick then, right? Like
well,
that's
dementia,
true, too.
Yeah.
dementia doesn't happen overnight.
No,
like
it's-
Hype he
that's
has.
very valid.
I
Yeah.
forgot about
So-
it, but like yeah, Sixth Sense, man, that was a good movie. That I think too, because then they did Unbreakable, and because it was M. Night Shyamalan and Bruce Willis again, it's like you're trying to recapture the Sixth Sense and the
Yeah.
whole trick ending, the whatever, like
The twist
that
at the end.
twist. They're trying
Yeah.
to recapture that. Like it's like there's no way you're going because
Yeah.
the Sixth Sense that was
Mhm.
crazy when that came out. Like how big a deal that was. The whole twist at the end and stuff like that. Like people were just like mind blowing.
All right, we have 3 more in our top 10. Ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Number 8 is Robin Williams, one of the most beloved performers of the era. Memorable roles in Dead Poets Society and Mrs. Doubtfire, known for blending heartfelt drama with wild comedy. We also can't forget Good Will Hunting.
How could we
Yeah,
forget about that?
no, that was
Yeah.
a great movie. Yeah.
I will end you.
It's very, very sad. And Robin Williams is one of those people that I feel like, just the manner of death and his death in general just really hit like Hollywood and just regular people very, very hard.
Yeah, that was just a
Because
really
it was for the outside people, it was very unexpected. So it was like, what?
yeah, because I don't think anyone knew he was dealing with health
So
issues
much.
and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was very common, But so then to
Well,
hear,
like mental health issues he was dealing with.
yeah, but
No,
he
he
had
actually
no, he
had,
had
like,
like
a
a
disease.
degenerative disease.
I know,
that,
but also like, yeah.
which is a lot of people say that's why he did what he did.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, either way, it's just
But-
very sad.
Oh God, it's horrible.
awful,
it's just sad. It's just
Especially since a lot of his roles were so over the top funny. His whole purpose in life was to just make people
Yeah,
laugh.
like
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire, he's so like over the top in that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
going into that role, like he's hilarious in the movie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and you
But-
just see him like when he would do like on like Tonight shows or
Wasn't-
talk shows and all this stuff like over the top. like,
Wasn't
just-
he in that movie, The Two Gay Guys?
The Birdcage.
that was
yeah.
a funny movie.
Yeah, with
Him and-
Nathan Lane.
They
Yeah.
played those
Yeah.
roles so good together. It
Yeah,
was
no,
funny.
but even like I mean, I think again we did a documentary, but we did about the podcast talking about Christopher Reeve.
Oh yeah.
And
they
like
were best
Robin
friends.
was like his best friend, but showed up and when Christopher Reeve was still like really in bad shape in the
Yeah.
hospital, and he was making jokes
And
and
cheering him
Yeah.
up and stuff.
cheering him up and
yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, and that's why it was so
Yeah.
because again because it's we just see that face of him as the
Yeah.
public. You don't realize what what people you never know what struggles people are going through, and that's why it's just
It's
so
true.
sad to hear that
What's-
when it happened. It was like
What's your favorite Robin Williams movie? Don't think too deeply. Just
if I had
Terminator
a
2.
favorite,
or best that you liked him the best in.
probably Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, he was good. In
he
that
was great
movie.
in that.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I would say Good Will Hunting or Dead Poet Society.
That's a good one too. Yeah,
Good Will Hunting was just an overall general good movie. So I mean, it was like all the actors were really good in that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, like comedically, like Mrs. Doubtfire probably
Miss
wins just
Doubtfire,
because it
Good
was
Morning
so
Vietnam was a
over
good
the
one.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that just shows the versatility of his roles, right? I think he genuinely felt more alive doing the comedic roles, but he
Yeah.
could do the serious drama.
Oh, I remember
ones
that
too.
one where
Yeah.
he was like 1 Hour Photo. He was like
Oh,
obsessed with
he
that
was
family.
batshit creepy in that movie.
Yeah, or there's the
Yeah.
other one with didn't he do one where he was up in Alaska?
and the kid was missing or something.
It's like a killer or something like that.
Yeah, and but the somebody's kid was missing and he was a suspect.
Was that like
or
what,
something?
what Dreams May Come? Was that?
I don't
No,
know.
no, it was I forget the name of it.
So he played some really creepy roles.
Yeah, but 1
Yeah.
Hour Photo that was a
That
creepy
was
one.
creepy.
Back in the day, we had to go get your photo developed.
I
Oh,
want to
yeah,
watch
that's
that.
sort of that, right?
Exactly.
I want to watch that movie too.
Yeah.
Damn.
But that
Yeah.
was the one right with Pacino when he went up to Alaska. He was
Yeah.
a detective, and he gets all screwed up because of the
Was he the
daylight all the time
detective?
and stuff like that. And,
Was
I
he
don't
the
remember that
detective
one.
or was Al Pacino the detective?
no, Al Pacino was, yeah.
And then, but Robin Williams was the suspect
Yeah,
in whatever
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I can't remember the name of that movie. It's gonna bug
Drop
me.
it in the comments, people. Drop it in the
Yeah.
comments.
Help us out.
Yeah, no, it's bugging me now. 'cause
No,
I
I
haven't
don't
thought
think-
about it in years.
I
but-
don't think I've seen it, but I can see the like trailer for it.
Yeah, yeah, but no, but and that's the thing. He's done. I mean, again, almost from doing it like he started as like a stand-up comic into like Mork and Mindy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
into like movies, and a really long career as doing movies and stuff like that. And then I mean, sadly, the way it ended was
Tragic.
heartbreaking. Yeah.
All right, number 9, we have Jim Carrey. Redefined comedy in the 1990s, broke out with Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and The Mask. One of the most influential comedic performers for Gen X, and he is Canadian.
Shout out local boy. He's from the area. He's
Hey.
from our hood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the general area. And also, I mean, just before we talk about his movies, have you guys seen the whole controversy about him that they think he's
Oh,
been
the thing's not
cloned?
real. Yeah.
I
like-
mean, his face looked a little jacked up. Not
well,
gonna say
I mean, I think he's gotten some
like Jim.
fillers
maybe,
or
or-
whatever.
Jim,
But
like, let's chill a little.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Like, you're fine. But like, yeah, people are like, that. There's no way that's
yeah,
him.
no, I saw. Yeah, I mean, I think.
Well, obviously it's him.
The tinfoil hat committee.
I mean, you
but
can
yeah.
tell by his voice. He has a pretty iconic voice.
Oh
But
yeah.
no, I mean, he is somebody. I'm gonna full disclosure. Like, I don't enjoy his movies. I don't enjoy that kind of comedy. I think he's good.
Oh, I
I-
loved
I-
him on In Living
just-
Color.
I think that he's very talented at what he does, but it's just not really my genre. Except
Yeah.
for what was that one?
Truman Show.
No, that was good. But the
Cable
other
Guy?
one,
I
no,
love Cable Guy.
the Truman Show and the one with Tia Leone, Jack and
Jack-
Jill.
The Family Man.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
Fun with Dick and Jane. I like that
Oh,
movie.
that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
But otherwise, like his Ace Ventura stuff, like I can
Oh,
appreciate
Jesus.
it, but I
like,
don't.
Like I said, Living Color was like because we
Living
were,
Color's
we were
hilarious.
kind of coming up at that time. Like we were
Yeah.
pretty,
Yeah.
we were young, so like that was I loved that show. Ace Ventura, I remember seeing that when it came out.
Yeah.
Loved it.
yeah.
Ace Ventura 2, well, whatever.
A little more
But
than
like Dumb
fine.
and Dumber,
Dumb and
is a
Dumber.
classic.
So good.
Can
The
I
Mask, like
just say like I do in the brief things I've heard him talking and his little like speeches he does at like commencements and stuff. He's a very inspirational speaker.
well, he's
and
very big into like I think like meditation
Yeah.
and like that mindfulness and
Yep.
stuff like that. Yeah.
You gotta work. Basically, you gotta work for your shit.
Well, I mean, I remember seeing a clip of him he was on Oprah,
Mhm.
and just talking about like, and when he was sort of struggling as an actor, the whole story was that he wrote himself a check
Yep.
for $10 million
Yeah.
for acting services rendered and kept it in his wallet as like
Mm-hmm.
motivation, and
This is
then
my goal. Yeah.
Manifestation.
and then he got $10 million for, I think it was The Mask.
Yeah.
So it was like, when
Manifest-
It happened. Yeah.
Manifesting works if you also put the work into
well,
it.
that's sort of his whole. There's a clip of him talking, he's talking to some commencement thing, but it's something to do with some sort of meditation group. But exactly, he's saying that
you have
he's
to
like,
put the work in.
you can't do if I had written the check and then just sat down and ate some sandwiches and did nothing,
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
but
yeah.
using that as a belief when I go to that next, because I'm going to go audition for a movie, they're going to say no.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the next,
Yeah.
You gotta
that's
put
going to keep me going and get that check.
Well, it's your goal, right? It's your drive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your.
But he's like, you've got to
you gotta
Yeah.
put the
put
work,
in.
And
Exactly. It's
consistency
just,
makes you dangerous.
yeah.
And he's just somebody that came from very humble beginnings. I mean, his parents weren't rich.
No, yeah, he
you
talks
know?
about that stuff a lot, like
Yeah.
his family and growing up in, not
So
poverty and stuff, but
although he may probably be an American citizen now, he is also a Canadian citizen, and
Yeah.
we raised him, guys. So
that's why but
that's why he's so nice.
yeah, but he's just hilarious and
He
like,
is.
but even like again, he's done like some drama stuff too. Like the Truman Show was more
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah. Truman
drama
Show.
but funny, but he did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
There was also the one, Andy Caulfield.
Oh, Andy Kaufman,
Man on the
Man on the
Moon,
Moon,
yeah.
yeah. That was a whole, I remember that. Yeah, no, but he's done a ton of stuff, and I love Jim Carrey.
All right, last one on the top 10 list is Keanu Reeves, became a sci-fi icon with The Matrix, also beloved for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, represents the Gen X reluctant hero.
John Wick, man,
Wow.
another Canadian boy from the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
comes from the Six.
This
He
is such a
does.
weird one. Like when I see Keanu Reeves, I'm like, he shouldn't belong on this list. But then
No.
I'm like, okay,
But
actually,
like The Matrix was huge.
the Matrix.
Yeah.
Was the surfer movie with
Point Break,
Point Break.
great movie,
and
yeah.
Bill and Ted's Excellent
Bill and
Adventure.
Ted.
Yeah, those
Exactly.
are huge back in the 80s.
He
Yeah,
was in Parenthood.
Let's not
Parenthood,
forget
yeah.
about Speed.
Speed.
Speed?
Yes, no,
That was
but
a
that was a
huge
huge.
movie.
Yeah, like he's made it like the Matrix. Like that was a huge franchise. John Wick is kind of in his.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
was more recent, but it's
but
still like
the
he's still got
fact that he
staying
can
power.
yeah, exactly. I'm saying the fact you can pull this off, and like there's been really those are huge movies.
Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves to me has the like dark, mysterious, angsty vibe.
Yeah,
Like
I can
not
see
in
that.
a bad way, but just very kind of like aloof and like, he's not going to open up to you right away. He's just sort of like,
Gotta work for it.
but like goofy, but like not.
Well, he seems
like
also
mystery.
very like I know he's had some
He's
shit.
had tragedy in his
Yeah,
life.
exactly, and you can kind of feel it on him.
You can.
yeah,
But he seems like a genuine, from everything I've ever heard about, like he's just like a really nice
Oh,
guy.
he's the guy that, yes, I've heard lots of philanthropy stuff from him and just doing it without any kind of accolades or
no,
anything.
and that's you hear a
He
lot
has
of
his
stuff.
band.
He plays the bass and was it Dog Star or something?
Dog
like that?
Star,
So,
yeah.
like,
But really briefly, for anybody who doesn't know, which everybody probably does because it's Keanu Reeves, but way in the late 90s, I think his girlfriend was pregnant. They had a stillborn baby at 8 months old. And then very shortly after that, or a period after that, she died in a car accident.
yeah,
my God.
no, yeah,
In a
and-
short
so-
period of
so
time.
awful.
So like and I remember seeing something about it where he's literally like, that literally has changed my whole entire who I am.
and
Yeah.
I can see why. Yeah, like
can
that's
see why.
horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
like is there,
Yeah.
he seems like a nice guy, friend, but he has a kind of melancholy about him,
Like,
where like
and like angsty might not be, but yeah, just kind of like almost like Eeyore, but like not in a bad way.
no, he
It's
just
kinda
seems like because you see him on
"Oh."
talk shows and like he's funny
Yeah.
and jokey, but he has that kind of like vibe of just like there's like a sadness almost to
Yeah.
him. Like not that not he
But I
doesn't seem like
wish-
he's a downer, but he just
No.
has that like
He's
air
been
to
through
his
a
He's
lot.
kind of carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wish I could remember some of the stuff I've read that he's done, like as like I think he's the guy that will just like pay somebody's bill without
Yeah.
anybody knowing that he's done
I want to
it.
say I heard something that he bought. He did something for the stuntmen or something like that on John Wick.
Yeah.
Really?
He bought them watches or motorcycles or something
That's
or other.
cool.
Yeah. But like with no like glory or fanfare.
No,
just
he's
kinda
not
like,
like-
here you go. Like
he's not like, hey, make sure turn on my camera, start recording.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this
Yeah.
on Instagram while I know, but like Taylor Swift giving out those bonuses to her crew.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be in the documentary.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
he's doing it like just
Yeah.
between them, not like, hey, are you guys recording this? Okay,
Make sure this is captured.
this is going to be a great Insta
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It just cheapens
just
it.
different.
Yeah, it's true.
So, but you hear these stories, but there's no like, oh, hey, did you see that video of Keanu Reeves giving this guy $1,000?
It
Yeah.
makes it feel more genuine.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure though there's lots of the stories where like, you know, he is the guy who's just like sees like he might be in a grocery store and sees like a mom who looks like she's struggling and just like pays
He's
for her
the
groceries.
one I saw. I remember seeing, I don't know, his videos or picture of him. He was riding the subway in New York and he gave a pregnant woman his seat.
Yeah. Yeah, like shit
Like
like
that,
that.
Just a class move.
That's just
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
solid dude. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So
So
love to see
again,
it. Love to hear it. and-
Canada, we raised him.
yeah, it just seems like a good dude, and you
He
know,
does.
big. I think he likes to play hockey too and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
likes his. I feel like his band is like what his creative outlet is. That's his passion
I
project.
think that's what he loves to do, music and stuff too. And but just the movies he's been in and stuff.
yeah.
Like
Well, Bill and Ted's was huge,
I
wasn't it?
love Bill and Ted when I was a kid. I love those movies.
All right, so that is the 10 list of 10. Now we have 3 honorable mentions we'll go through really quickly. Mel Gibson, I was wondering where he was. He obviously has Lethal Weapon, post-apocalyptic Mad Max 2.
Yeah,
It's
Mad
not-
Mad Max, the
yeah.
Mad Max series.
Those
yeah.
were huge. Yeah,
Then he had the like aliens, and he had not aliens,
signs.
signs. Then he had like what's his thing when he runs around the yard?
I am insane with anger.
It's like literally the worst acting ever.
Well, that's-
I'm
yeah.
insane with anger.
Yeah,
But I
and
mean,
M Night Shyamalan, man, another good movie.
Yeah.
With him. Yeah,
He had a
But-
solid run.
Mel Gibson, he's been in like just a ton of shit.
he
Yeah.
has. I mean,
My mom loved Mel Gibson.
Bird on a Wire.
Bird
oh
on a
yeah,
Wire.
we're with him
Yeah.
and Goldie Hawn in that
Goldie
one.
Hawn, yeah, that was like a comedy action.
My mom
Yeah.
loved that. Rented that. She loved Mel Gibson.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
the
With his little flowy mullet.
Lethal Weapons were like. Oh,
Lethal
yeah.
Weapon movie are
I love the
huge.
picture of him like having a cigarette at like a talk show or something. That's like this is like moms watching kids open their presents
Yes.
in the 80s.
It's true. With their like flowing like perm and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, he's another one where you kind of got to draw a line between the art and the man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
because
personally,
There's a whole lot of shit that
There's
I
a
do
lot of
not,
darkness in the
and
man.
stuff that
Yeah.
can go away and
I can appreciate
deserves
the
never to-
talent.
yeah, so but
But
in
yeah.
terms of the 80s, though, he was a
Yeah.
huge star. Like,
I mean, I
yeah.
don't think Gen X movies without thinking of him for sure.
no, like he is, he was huge.
All right, then we have Johnny Depp became a Gen X icon through quirky and unconventional roles, Edward Scissorhands, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I
Yeah,
love
he's
feeling in Las
Don't
Vegas. I
forget
know.
21 Jump Street.
20, but I think
Jump Street
he's
and-
definitely Gen X. Johnny Depp.
He is kind of like, to me,
He's like the
is
Winona Ryder.
If you want to think of like a stereotypical like Gen Xer,
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
like Johnny
It's-
Depp.
He was at the center of Gen X culture too, with like the Viper Room and all that
Well,
stuff.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. A lot of this stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, no. And so, but even like look at the way he
He has a bad boy image.
Yeah.
the way he dresses and stuff like that. And he's kind of in this weird sort of. He's a rock star, but not really.
And like he
but,
wear nail
yeah.
polish, but it wasn't weird back then because it was like cool
Yeah.
because he wore nail polish.
No, he
you know,
just had
like,
this whole vibe where he's obviously an artistic guy
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
whether it's the music, or I don't know if he paints or not. It seems like he would.
Oh,
He
yeah,
seems
he's
like
very
a kind of guy
But
who
definitely
like,
seems like there's an edge to him, some darkness.
he's
yeah.
the same thing too, where he's got an edginess to him.
I mean,
and, like,
just watching like the whole Amber Heard trial that he was in, that
Oh
was
my
all
God.
over the TV. I mean, even then, like in that role, he was like, but he just has that like,
he would
air
not.
about
Well,
him.
even just they would, they'd be like, "Hey, you had like a mega pint?" He's like, and he would be like, "What the fuck
What's
is a
a
mega
mega
pint?"
pint?
Like,
Yeah.
just kind of like that Gen X kind of like, "What the fuck are you talking about
Yeah,
here?"
exactly.
speak
Like,
English, you
Yeah,
know,
like,
like,
or
what are
just
you
kind of
gonna do
like,
here?
Yeah.
I know you're trying to do, so you're gonna try and I'm
Yeah.
gonna dick with you a little bit, and
Yeah.
They're like
whatever.
the sarcastic, but like don't
Yeah.
give a fuck, like kind of.
Yeah, and he kind of also, some ways reminds me of Keanu Reeves too a little bit.
He
in that,
does.
like he's got that sort of, I don't know a lot about
The-
like what
He's
happened.
had substance abuse
There's
problems.
some
Yeah,
dryness
so he's
there.
there's like a heaviness to him. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like he seems like he's having fun and joking, but there's sort of a underneath that there's like a,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a sadness or a,
Well, he had some
whatever,
real
like-
friends die when he was young. Like
yeah. So it's kind of
River
has that
Phoenix
like
and stuff, right?
sort of feeling about him. But yeah, I mean, but he's been in again,
Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, I
Pirates
know
of the
that's
Caribbean. Like that was a
huge
huge
series.
series
Yeah.
for a kind of a
Yeah.
cheesy ride.
we rode
Yeah,
on
it's
the
true.
ride. At,
I had to go when we were in Disney.
was-
I had to
that
try
ride
it
was a lot
because
of
it's like
fun.
it's classic. But
Yeah.
it's can you
it's
still
like how
can you
did that turn into?
can you still smell
movie.
it?
I can't
Yeah,
actually.
you know,
That's
it's
the
It's a weird,
musty-
iconic, musty
The
smell.
musty, dirty, but like kind of not
well, even
smell.
the Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
that's
it's-
such a great opening to the ride.
But like, because the actual ride itself, you know,
it's easy,
you know, it's
Yeah.
just cheesy animatronic, like
Yeah.
pirates doing.
it's a lot of
like,
nostalgia.
Yeah, but to turn that into like this
Epic
blockbuster,
movie.
like 3 or 4 of them they've made
Yeah.
too, like it's crazy.
All right, last one that we're going to talk about for today is Will Smith. Transitioned from TV to becoming one of the biggest movie stars of the late 90s, led massive hits like Independence Day and Men in Black. He helped define the summer blockbuster era at the tail end of Gen X peak movie years. Yes, yes,
I was
and
gonna
yes.
say he was kind of
Yeah.
at the very
That-
end of it,
And-
but like
So,
The
like,
late 90s.
me
Yeah.
and my friend, late 90s, and all these movies came out in the summer. It was like Men in Black, Independence Day. What's the one with him and the other guy, Martin Lawrence?
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Like, he was huge, and I had the
Yeah.
biggest crush on him. The coming off of Fresh Prince and stuff. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he would be one of the first names that would pop in my head, but now that I've seen it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, I think of him definitely at the tail end of Gen X, where
Yeah.
you could argue
Yeah.
maybe it's more millennial.
I feel like
you
it's
know,
probably
but
more millennial.
It's hard to say,
It's-
right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's right in the 90s
He's right in
window.
that like.
But
end
Fresh
of it,
Prince
but
was Gen
Fresh
X.
Prince.
Fresh
Fresh Prince
Prince
was
was
like
totally Gen X,
yeah,
yeah.
but no, but I mean, yeah, and you kind of forget how big of a star he was.
Yeah.
I even still like I mean, you know, the last couple of years, the whole Chris Rock thing kind of
It tainted
Yeah.
his career a
tainted
bit.
things, but
Yep.
like, you know, but he's been in tons of movies even up to that
I-
point, and like,
I have a question.
Okay.
Is there any actors that you're surprised aren't on the list that you've thought of while we were doing this?
When I think of Gen X, I think of Ethan Hawke.
oh, that's a
True.
good
He's
one.
kind of
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
Winona Ryder.
Exactly.
Like,
He's kind of like the female version of or the male version of Renata Ryder.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
types of movies he did.
Yeah.
But he is like sort of quintessential Gen X like vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah, no, you could even the same vein, like maybe like a Matt Dillon or someone like that. Like he was,
Yeah.
you know, did
Yeah.
a ton of stuff.
What about
No,
Like,
you?
yeah.
like a Ben Stiller, maybe.
Ben Stiller, yeah, but even like a not so much. I know but like a Kevin Smith. He's
Yeah.
more of a director
I feel like he's
too.
more millennially though. No?
I don't know, maybe, but
Like the
but he's
cusp.
more of a direct. I don't know. If, he's more of a. I guess
Yeah.
he's like as a director, not as an actor.
Yeah. But anybody that you thought of that
Nothing specific. I'm sure there's a ton that I'm not thinking of right
Yeah.
now, but just kind of off the top of my head. No, I think we kind of got them all. I'm
Kevin
sure-
Bacon.
Oh
The
yeah.
Bacon Eater.
I just thought of him. How is he not in the Gen X?
But
He's
I
like
don't-
I think of him as more of a boomer.
And not even
Really?
that, but like he's been in a ton of movies, but
Yeah.
none really good ones.
well, no, I wouldn't say that, but just there's sort of that tier of like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I think of like leading men and stuff like
No.
that.
Yeah.
You know
Like
what I
he's
mean?
not a Tom Hanks or a Harrison
Yeah,
Ford.
that's not
or
a knock.
like,
He's
Yeah.
been in a ton of good
Yeah.
movies. It's just sort of that you just sort of think of that
He's
movie
more,
star,
He does a
like,
lot more supporting roles. is
or
what I
he's
mean?
in big movies
But
too,
just
but
the
just not.
movies
He's
in
not.
general.
He hasn't been
Yeah.
in a Forrest Gump or
No.
a Mission Impossible or like. I'm saying that's at the
Like
next level
he's
of
been
like,
he's been in a
fame.
lot of like Footloose movies.
Yeah,
right?
which
Where
are
they're
like
popular.
classics and
movies.
stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in terms of like, you know, like these blockbuster, massive like
Fair.
things, that's where I sort of think that's sort of, I guess, where this list kind
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
because
Well-
there's a ton of actors that you could, or
Yeah.
actresses and other ones that you could
I think
like.
we'll just end by saying like exactly what Steve said. I mean, I think these lists could be infinite and it all depends sort of on your own personal
Well, that's
definition.
the thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even just dig into like different genres of movies
Yeah.
to really like.
But
you know.
overall, I think this list is pretty good, and there's none
Yeah.
off the top of my head, other than I just said Kevin Bacon, but that I can really think of. So you know, 2 Canadians on that list, guys.
I love it.
Look, Canada raises some good humans. I know we have some bad ones, but good humans. So
Yeah.
something to be said about the water in Canada.
We do. I think it's our mix of British American
It
influence. We get this weird hybrid that makes us.
Makes a special, eh?
Yeah.
All right, comment below and let us know who your favorite actor on that list was, and if we missed anybody that you are thinking and screaming at us right now, being like, "How did you miss that?"
I'm sure there's a few.
All right, guys, well, that's it for today's podcast. We thank you so very much for joining us, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Take care,
everyone.
everybody.